Our next presenter is Holden. We're going to learn about a completely different animal in their ecosystem. You have a backdrop, correct?
Yeah. Hi, my name's Holden, and my driving question was, how have Burmese pythons affected the ecosystem of the Everglades? So, first I want to talk about how these snakes have got here. Well, Burmese pythons originated in Southeast Asia. Then, these snakes were transported by Burmese python owners to Florida. And who doesn't like Florida? Who doesn't like Florida? It's Florida. Anyway, but then, at this time, you should not like Florida, because a catastrophe rolled in. Hurricane Andrew. And this thing swept through Florida, releasing these pet Burmese pythons into the wild, all over Florida, but especially into the Everglades. Which brings me to my topic. Burmese pythons eat anything from a range of hares to fully grown alligators. Now, you might ask, how in the world would a snake of this size swallow an alligator? Well, basically, their lower jaws are not fully attached to their skulls. So what they do is they unhinge their jaws into four moving parts, like a sock over a leg, right? Whoosh, gliding over their prey, nom nom. Now you see it, now you don't. These snakes also prey on bobcats, panthers, and hares. Anyways, next I want to talk about how they've become top predator. These snakes have been labeled top predator because, well, when you think of a snake eating an alligator, it's just wrong. And when you see that, you're like either ew or wow. I do not want to meet that thing in the wild. And that's really how they've been labeled top predator. Last, I want to talk about their reproduction rate. These snakes have about 30 years of life, and one female Burmese python can have 100 eggs in one clutch, one bulk of eggs, which gives them the opportunity, one female, to have approximately 3,000 eggs in one lifetime. And hunters have caught approximately 1,000, 2,000 Burmese pythons, which means these one female Burmese python can have 3 times as many as hunters have already caught, which is why they're not gone yet. Last, I want to talk about just basically more about how they do what they do. When these snakes started eating through the Everglades, Burmese pythons were immediately alerted to hunters, and their population started growing, and hunters started trying to catch them. Now, in Florida, it is more than legal to kill on site a Burmese python, and hunters are paid to do so. Wow. This is my passion project. Now, one more thing. I dare you to go to Florida. I dare you.
Do you want to explain what you did for your deliverable? And we can just bring it up.
My deliverable is basically just... Yeah, so my deliverable is basically tons of pictures of Burmese pythons, the Everglades, Hurricane Andrew, what they eat, a Burmese python eating an alligator. Can I see? And there's just a lot of stuff in there. Now for a jump scare.
One more? Yeah?
Woo!
Questions?
Any questions?
How do you hunt Burmese python?
A handle?
How
Well,
do you handle one?
Hunt or handle?
Hunt.
Hunt. So people are usually paid to go out with guns and find Burmese pythons. They usually look for nests, eggs. So this guy walked into a cafe with this huge thing with what looked like potatoes. And someone asked, are those potatoes? And he said, no, these are Burmese python eggs. He walked into this with this huge thing of Burmese python eggs. And what they do is they search for nests. But, I mean, it's hard to find these snakes in the wild. They're very elusive, and they clearly, as you can see on their pattern, they have a lot of camouflage. So, pretty hard.
If people were keeping them as pets, do they pose any danger to people or no?
They could, but Burmese pythons, unlike most large pythons, are actually quite docile compared to some others. But I mean, they could swallow a human whole at full-grown length, which is about 20 feet. So, yeah, not really though.
But you haven't heard of any incidents where people were.
I mean, I've heard of other snakes eating people, but not this snake specifically. Not to.
Could they like swim, or are they just?
Yes, they can definitely swim. In fact, these snakes spend at least half their time in the water.
I have a quick question. What would happen to the ecosystem if this problem continues to persist?
So if this were to continue, the food chain would probably be completely broken in the Everglades. Burmese pythons would keep eating their way through, and eventually the population of panthers would right now I think there are less than 100 panthers in the wild in the Everglades, so I mean, it wouldn't be good. That's all I know.
It caused a lot of damage. All right, thank you, Holden. Woo!